Okay, I'm back. Um, I am sorry that I have not continued to do readings after I said that I wanted to start getting more into this after years of not doing readings. I did recently move and things have been hectic. Things are hectic tonight too, and I have a lot of things to do, but I just felt like I should do a reading. Oddly enough, the topic I've chosen, I kind of have a bad feeling about doing a reading on. Like, this isn't the one that spirit guides would have in mind for me, but I wanted to do a missing persons reading just to give people a sample of how I do it. That doesn't mean it's any better than the way other people do it. And I will say that some psychics are far better than me, where things just come to them and they can practically lead you to the person. I have my own methods, and it's very much a work in progress. But I do want to just go through how I do it. It's more accurate than some I've seen, less accurate than the best, of course, because I haven't done this all my life. All my life I've had day jobs, technical jobs, and this was more of a hobby for me. But, when I hear about things on the television, I'd like to try to help out. I have selected a few decks that I had intuition on. I've put a few stones out. I think that's malachite. That looks like tiger's eye. This is selenite. I think that's lapis lazuli. I think that's denim lapis. And I forget what this is. I should know it. I think it might be some kind of agate. Not sure, though. I don't remember. But I just had a feeling I should select these. And I have several decks of cards here. I don't want it to take forever. I really just want to do a quick reading. Like, maybe you'd get at a shop that takes 15 minutes or half an hour or an hour at the most. I'm also going to cover a couple of things about my methods. First of all, I think one of the mistakes a lot of psychics make is they don't write it down. I mean, you get into these psychics where they get a few clues, and I'll give you an example of something that brought me into missing persons one. I actually did a little bit, I pulled some cards or did a reading on a missing persons that I heard about. And it turned into this big, long, involved thing because I realized later I was a witness. But, and I think the spirit guides were nagging me because they wanted me to get interested and then just realize that. But in the meantime, I noticed that other psychics were getting the same clues that I did. And so I typed them up and I sent them in and told them, I'm just doing this because other psychics were getting the same things. And, this is what I was getting. One of them kept coming up with white flowers. And one psychic said that she assumed the guy was a gardener. Well, the thing is, I didn't make that assumption, and it's good not to make assumptions like that because it turned out later that probably referred to the name of the street of his previous crime. And I've said this before on one of my previous, sorry, the weather lately, I don't know, I have a slight cough every now and then, and it also comes from restaurant eating. The thing is, you don't make assumptions unless they guide you to say something. In my experience, you don't say it. Another psychic said something about, was this in the same case? Oh, no, it was a subsequent case of the same criminal. The word cellar came to her, and the word cellar came to me also, but I was warned off not to spell it like a cellar or like a basement. So I put in cellar or cellar, like SELLAR or CELLAR, and it turns out that the property that they found the victim's body on was a property that the owner had been trying to sell in the past. So these things might pop out at police. I mean, they might have a few profiles worked up. It could be this person, it could be that person. Oh, sorry, my cat's trying to be heard here. Probably doesn't like my attention going to the table instead of him, but that's the way it goes. He talks a lot to me. He was a feral cat, and he doesn't meow like house cats. He tries to talk. Anyway, so anyway, where was I? Basically, okay, I was getting into not making assumptions, but the reason I brought that up was that's why it's good to write things down. You know, at the end I should have this list, and I can read it off, I can show it to you. My handwriting probably isn't that good, so it's better to read it to you. And, you know, a lot of times people would just try to make up a story around it. Oh, I think I'm getting the word such and such, or I'm seeing this image, and so I assume. Well, don't ever assume is my tip for people trying to do good missing persons readings, because I have never been led astray more than when I make assumptions. Now, another few things I have here, and I was actually given intuition to use these. These are like little game cubes. I don't even know how to play the game. I just had a feeling I should get these because they might be useful. Okay, I'm told to take this and this. Now wait, what's going on here? Which one did they want? Okay, so they want like 3. They want this, this, and this. So I'll point it toward this. This is a cane. And what's this? This might be related. It looks like a cell phone. And then this one they want. Yeah, they do want the apple and the upside down smiley face. Flashlight, not the plane. Maybe the world. I don't know. Okay. This, I'm kind of getting like the only thing. This is very compass-like. It reminds me of a compass. Anything else? Lock. Okay. Fountain. No, they want something else. TP. Not exactly. They're saying. Yeah, the sad face. And what's this? Oh, it looks like a shadow coming up as a monster behind the kid. And the magnifying glass. Okay. And then this, a tree, but kind of like an arrow shaped, more like arrow shaped, but something to do with that. ID, not the eye. Castle, but it's on its side. Okay, I'm not really getting this. An abacus? This one might, crescent moon, maybe. I have a feeling the crescent moon has something to do with when they're found. Bridge, maybe. Well, anyway, once we get into the reading, this might be clearer. And I'll put this aside. I had the feeling also that there was something about the second bag. I don't know if these are different pictures or... they look like the same ones. Oh, wait, footprint. Okay, and that reminds me, because I did watch a YouTube video to choose the missing persons case, and I'm kind of being warned off to talk right now. There's something about this, that they want this and this, the abacus and the book. So counting and a book. And, or are they saying accounting? I'm kind of getting accounting. And a book? What, are expenditures going to lead them to this child? I don't know. Rolling a dice. I'm being given the Spanish word for turtle, tortugas. Okay. I'm not writing this down. Maybe I should be, but I have a feeling I shouldn't. Not yet. And this looks like a candy corn kind of shape. I know it's supposed to be like an alien or something, but it's, okay, we'll leave that. And then the clock again. But no, there's something in here. There's something still in here they wanted me to see. All right, something about the tree again. And this ID. A tree and an ID. What are they talking about? A forest ranger or something? I wonder if they're going to find something in the forest that leads them to the kids. Like they ID the kids in the forest. Okay, well see, again, that's speculation. You know, you have to make it clear when they're actually giving something to you and when it's speculation. But I just wanted to show you can use anything for psychic work. You know, some people have a crystal ball and they look at it and, you know, supposedly things in the room just gather into that crystal ball and they get intuition on different shapes that they see what those shapes mean. But I like to step into a reading because the traditional cards actually give me some insight that other things don't. For example, I would like to know if the children are still alive. I'm getting intuition I should use the Rider-Waite deck first. Sorry for the tablecloth, by the way. There is a problem with the table below it, the normal wooden table, and that I don't know what happened, but there are stains on the table and gouges in the table, and I have no idea where they came from. I do think that there was a stranger in this house. I'm not really sure, you know, how to prove that, but I do think someone was in this house who shouldn't have been here, and they went after the table for some reason. So I am just covering the table up with this old tablecloth, and it's not very well ironed. In fact, I didn't try ironing it at all. I just put it in the dryer. So sorry for the looks of the table. But you know, I mean, you can do a tarot reading anywhere if you're not going to be putting it on film. And I really didn't shuffle these well. I am being told to shuffle them a little better. Some people insist on taking the two halves and putting them this way so that some will be reversed and some aren't. I'm kind of getting a feeling I should do that now, but I'm not too happy about it because I don't really like to work with card reversals. You know, if you've followed my other videos, you know that I like to just do the psychic tarot, which means you look at a picture and whatever pops out at you and whatever meaning is given to you, that's what you use. And they're telling me now that I can actually straighten some of these out. I really don't want this reading to go on all night, so all right, I'm being told that things are right up here on the top that they want me to. Okay, the Hanged Man. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. There's something about the aura. Saying something about the aura of the kid. Death can be a transition. Where are they trying to tell me about death? Death doesn't necessarily mean a physical death, although these children are awfully young to have transformative experiences, although getting lost would be a transformative experience. Temperance. All right, now I'm being drawn to the wings, and I'm kind of getting a feeling like that's the red color there is significant, like blood or something. The devil. That represents materialism. Some people point out it can represent an addiction. I don't know that an addiction's involved here, but it could be somebody who's very materialistic. All right, now I'm going to go in on the images. So this is an upside down Four of Cups. The images. That noise is coming from the cat playing with his toy. Sorry about that. I'm seeing the man with his eyes kind of closed or being inattentive, and I'm kind of getting that this might be something that happened in the boy's sleep, or let me see, something about the boy's sleep. Now, was that when he disappeared, or is that like now, or what? I'm kind of getting that they're telling me he's already passed. So I'm going to write down over here, may have already passed. Like he was kind of put to sleep. And I'm being warned off or confirmed. I think that's being confirmed. So I'm going to put that in quotes, put to sleep. But I'm going to put a question mark after it because it feels very tentative for me. Like there's more to that story, or that's not exactly, but that's the best they can do with the materials I'm giving them to work with at the moment. Okay, something to do with hairy legs. And oh, I'm getting the naked male here. Oh, are we talking about pedophile abduction? Okay, something about a chin. And I'm going to put male question mark. Is it sexual or isn't it? I'll put possibly sexual. See, very, very tentative. I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, if you choose a subject that you're kind of warned off of, you tried to do it anyway, you might not get the best results. I tend to think, but I basically picked this from YouTube. I saw a video on it, and I will link to that before. Oh, did I not mention what I'm looking at? What I want to do the reading on are a couple of Canadian kids missing from their home in Nova Scotia. And supposedly their parents said one of them, oh, that's the cat making all that noise, sorry. One of them was downstairs and they figure he slipped out a door that was very silent. And the girl they saw beforehand, very close to the time that she disappeared, you can watch the video. The man making the video feels like the Canadian authorities could have done more to find them and that they missed a lot of opportunities. And he seems to be suspicious of the parents. After listening to him, of course, you might be that way too, because, you've only heard that side of the story. And after seeing that, I felt like I wanted to know something. And that's one reason I picked it was, I don't know that this reading is going to help anybody because I'm not really going to tell the police that I've done this or post it on YouTube, even if they're still looking for the kids by the time I have this ready to post. And it's going to take at least a day, to edit it down. And I'm not going to edit it that much. I'm going to leave most of it in this time so that people get a feel for, how it is. Now, as far as the death card, I am getting that, cats are supposed to be somewhat psychic. I don't know if he's disturbed by this topic or what, or he can see spirit guides or whatever, but this person laying on the ground and other people on the ground makes me feel like at least one child is laying on the ground somewhere. Also, this little girl, like, leaning backwards. All right, so I'm thinking laying on ground, deceased. And I think that's probably, I'm being warned off to say that's the male. Oh, that's odd. And then the little girl, like, leaning backwards and sleepy looking, it means that she didn't want something. She didn't want to do something, maybe? Is that what it is now? They're saying it's a little different from that. Okay, now I'm starting to get some interactive. Let me tell you, when I was watching that video, and this is something that I've learned, to take into account, but not always. Because it does, sometimes it turns out to be true, sometimes it doesn't. And usually when I do a psychic reading on something, I read the articles afterwards to see, how close I was. Just basically to tell myself whether or not it's worth, continuing to try. Because if I'm way, way off, I really, and I find that when I'm way, way off, it's because I made assumptions usually. Or I didn't try to develop a thought as much as I should have. So, but when I was sitting there watching the YouTube on it, I started to try to come into it psychically, and I was getting clues like a bricked in area, like, red bricks, and also a pipe. And although I was given an image of a sewage pipe, but, a big silver corrugated thing, there was some other clue that made me wonder if it had to do with automotive. And I forget what that other clue was. See, hence the reason you want to write it down. I also got some inkling that they, I got an idea of like a truck stop on the East Coast, something sexual involved, which, made me wonder about this hairy legs and genitalia on the man. I should write that, hairy legs. No, they're warning me off of that. Maybe I missed something on that devil card. But, honestly, things don't look good here. Things don't look good for the children's survival. And to me, it looks like, adults were involved, honestly. And I'll ask them, were adults involved in the disappearance? Or did the kids wander off? And I'm getting a fairly strong intuition that adults were involved. Now, I'm being non-judgmental. I'm not talking about the parents yet. But let's see, should I ask, what about the parents? I wonder if they want to tell me directly. And I'm getting something, the first inkling I get is parents weren't. But then I'm getting the idea, well, there's more to it than that. Well, did the parents invite somebody on the property, or was it somebody they knew, or they weren't watching them carefully enough? Okay, I think I'm getting the idea that I have to continue with the reading. My first inkling is they weren't watching them carefully enough. This person giving a gift, like a black cat, to this person up here. It's like a beast being traded. I'm going to write that down, like trading beasts, like trading, I'm being told to say like trading people. Okay, and this person, now they come back and look at it, this has a different meaning, that there's somebody who got in their way, and that could be the person who's passed away. So I'm going to write a person who impeded them. May have been, oh my gosh, I actually used the word murdered. Okay, it may have been, on YouTube they usually say unalived. It may have been harmed. And I'm starting to get the idea that now I'm getting the words pure fantasy. All right, so that's not what they meant. I think I missed the mark. Okay. Missed the mark. All right, so I'm going to put this whole thing in parens over here. Okay, but there is someone who tried to help. Someone is exhausted. And I'm going to say, now they're telling me to say adults plural. That could be the rescuers. And I'm being told to say rescuers or parents. Okay, then the Hanged Man, what about this? And they took me in and showed me blue shorts. Then they took me to the word bull and then the SH sound, and then not the rest of the word, but I think you know what that means. So, okay, so what part of it is BS? I mean, okay, they're thinking that the stuff I was given before the reading might not be accurate. Okay, so also they're saying they're not being forthcoming about, like, the spirit guides giving me the reading aren't being forthcoming about some things, like the parents or the situation involved. Okay, I'm being told not to use that one. This one has children. I'm getting that the boy was trying to look after the little girl, kind of. Like, were they both trying to look after each other? Okay, so the kids were looking out for each other. All right, and we could go round and round on this. One thing I've learned is that in psychic readings for missing people, the thing that has worked the best for me has been to ask for landmarks. Okay, so, and now I'm being told to bring these in. So, upside down, that kind of impressed me as a balloon. All right, I'm getting a weird idea that they're talking about some kind of assault. And an upside down smiley face. This is supposedly upside down, so that means they're not happy. They weren't happy with it. Oh, and this plane turned into planned. Okay, so I'm going to just write down kids assaulted, question mark, and kids horrified, and they're also saying inexperienced. Fighting it off. And they turned the plane into a plan, so I'm going to say planned. And I'm getting the word attack. All right, so that came out of this little guy. What else? I did see from the YouTube that they found a footprint in the woods. I wonder if they want to tell me anything else about that. They're saying something about a rear paw. Okay, and the letter L, that's just kind of a rear paw. And then I'm being told not it. Rear paw is not it. Okay, then something about the letter L. And they're giving me the name like Lou or Luce. Luce is what they're saying, Lou or Luce. All right, now they're saying like a curd. K-E-R-D is what they're... Well, you know, I do have to ask again for landmarks, and I think I'm going to do... I'm not really going to get much more out of this end of the deck, so I'm going to go to where it's cut. And, you know, again, you have like a demon-like character there. And these are all animals, so... all right, so I think the word aptitude is coming to me, but I'm not sure. And I'm also getting the word fount. And then these are supposed to be rain, so something like the sound fount rain. Are they talking about fontaine? A fun train? Is that what they're talking about? So is this toys? Something about toys? Fun train. Now they're changing it into found. Are they saying crane? like equipment. And then craned, what, like a neck? So, I mean, so now I'm getting the word neck. This is the way it is sometimes. Okay, so are we talking about like a landmark that has the word neck in it, or they're going back to the syllable fon, F-O-N? Oh, and I remember they were looking at a cell phone. So they're saying, are they saying something about a phone? And they're saying check parents, like check parents' cell phone. Some people might assume the worst when you say something like that, but it also could mean that it might be somebody on their contact list or somebody who's called the house or something like that in the past. So they're saying something about checking the parents' phone. Now, why did they put that second syllable in there, found, crane? All right, if they were really going for the phone syllable, so what's the rain or train? All right, they're saying trains, Trains. You know, now I'm getting this dreading feeling that I'm just getting too close and it might tip somebody off that you know, people are onto them. So trains could mean somebody, you know, was training the kids to do this or that, or it could point to somebody specific on the phone list. I'm not sure. But anyway, so then, how they're saying something about evil cup, evil prop, evil, or is it evil crop, or are they saying Ivan Crump? Krupp or Crupton? Okay, I will share with you that it's rare that I get the actual name of the person, and then I might get like one name or the other, not both first and last. But most of the time, if they give me a name, it's more like sounds like. Like they'll give me a few different variations on the name, and if somebody were to have the police file and know who the main suspects were, they could easily figure out which one it is because it sounds like or is very similar to the actual name of their suspect. So, again, when you're doing psychic readings for the missing, you kind of have to realize this isn't for you. This is for the people searching for them. And most of the time that would be the police. I mean, I haven't done them directly for families or even officially for police or law enforcement. Most of the time it's just for my own information, and I might bother to type it up and put it somewhere where people can see it. But, the fact is, well, first of all, I mean, a lot of these details are really awful when you find out how they were found, and it would be really hard on the psychic to actually have to go through that. It would almost it would be like giving the psychic the trauma too, And, okay, now I was being shown something about the knives. Okay, and I'm being shown like a knife. I know that's supposed to be a building in the back, but it's something like a pointy, like blood on a point, or a bloody point. And I'm going to put a question mark because I'm being told that's not exactly it. Were these kids stabbed, or one of them stabbed? I'm getting possibly. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually seeing something that's more in line with an abduction, maybe. Or, I wonder if it was also an animal attack. No, not tower. They are saying, they are shortening the word tower to toe. I've gotten stuff about tow truck driver before, and it turned out not to be true. And I forget why I thought they were giving me that. I thought, usually when they give you something, it's because you misread it. But toe, and then, okay, this, we all know what this is, but I'm getting like the headache. Like the person's holding their head, and I'm being told it's like a headache or a painful head. That also could mean somebody who's kind of crazy. And I'm getting I'm seeing the name Filt, F-I-L-T. That sounds a lot like filter. Filters. Okay, so I'm getting filters or felter. And now I'm getting felt her. That isn't good. I mean, I have gotten several inklings that the little girl was attacked. All right, and there's something about this. Oh, some people might call that the thief card. So, were they carried away? I mean, were they abducted? And I'm being shown this little symbol down here, which I think, I never learned what that is. Is that the artist's signature? I don't know. But it's on various cards. Oh, maybe they're saying there's a signature? And I'm being told yes, signature. Okay, and I'm getting like this person's in socks. I'm getting so the person who took them away might be a female. But I'm not supposed to use the verbiage took them away. I'm saying person involved. Okay, they're giving me like language to use is likely feminine person. Well, that doesn't really commit to the fact that is it a woman or is it a man? A feminine person, they could be telling you that it's a male who's kind of effeminate. Okay, so, I'm not sure that that's really giving me the landmark that I asked for. Maybe they have already, I'm not sure, with all these little sound out kind of things. And a lot of times you can't force it. If you try to force them, a lot of times you get wrong information. I haven't seen a coffin card, but, death and the devil did come up. And the devil, to me, would indicate that somebody else was involved in their disappearance, that it wasn't an innocent wandering off. All right, now I'm getting... Oh, okay, and they're telling me this image has to do with what I was thinking was a bricked-in area. And, okay, notice there's a signature here. This is actually a bed that somebody's laying on. But, okay, so now they're... they're turning this into a coffin, is what they're doing. Like that brown pillow and the bloody shirt. That's the imagery I'm getting. The coffin card, I didn't pull it, so they're turning this into a coffin card. And, you know, again, it's something about the head, like maybe, all right, coffin card. So are they both deceased? I'm just going to write coffin card. And I'm going to put both. Yeah, I'm getting confirmation, I think. And something I heard on crime shows called ligature. Oh, that might have been while they were showing me the devil's legs. I'm going to put a question mark next to that. That word just actually just popped into my head. Okay, and they're saying marks. Okay. That sounds like a crime show, but okay. I guess I am psychically trying to figure out a crime here. All right, so I'm just going to kind of ask, is this actually near a brick wall or not? And not exactly brick container. But they're saying something like it. I'm getting the word net, N-E-T, net. And the word spies, you know, like intelligence agents, spies. Oh, internet spies? Is that what they're saying? Internet spies would be, oh, maybe whoever did this is getting information on the family from the internet. So I'm just going to leave that the way it is. I'm not going to speculate. That's the kind of thing that if you speculate, it could mean a lot of things. And I'm getting the closer to home kind of. Oh no, I'm told not to write down closer to home. Okay. Okay, you know, this one right here, this little guy watching. That's when I started to get the idea closer to home, but then they turned it into, you know, this guy's watching, but he's actually somebody who, I don't know if they're saying trying to help. They're watching the traffic. Somebody's watching the traffic now, and I think they're talking about internet traffic. So is that like somebody trying to help find the kids? I'm getting yes. Okay, so basically the police are watching, or law enforcement is watching. But that could also mean that, oh, not spies. Okay, that also could be like people like the guy whose YouTube video I just saw on this. You know, people on the internet watching, you know, they're paying attention, they're trying to figure it out. That could mean that as well. I'll just leave it as net spies. This is odd. Okay, it's upside down. It's a broken heart card. I'm being told that maybe I should turn it right side up. And then I'm being told I should probably turn all of these upside or right side up. This one is Ace of Swords. That could mean a physical death. This is the choice or crossroads card. It could mean other things too. For some reason, I'm now being told not to turn this right side up. So it's the opposite of a heartbreak, or what? What are they saying here? Drawing my attention to the clouds, and they're turning the sound to something like curves. Okay, now I'm being told like little Miss Muffet's and they're okay, eating her curds and whey. Now they're changing it. Are they changing it to way or are they not? And I'm being told to spell Kurds like the ethnicity, like with a K. That could be one of those things like sounds like or spelled similarly kind of clues. So I'm just not going to question. I'm just going to record it. I'm writing it down. Okay, and is way a part of it? And they're changing it to Wayne. And I got like a fleeting name, Phil, but then they changed it to Fix. And I'm being told to say fixed truck. Yeah, this is getting so personal if this person actually exists. And, you know, you have to watch it because it could be just that they know something. It's just like, you know, in the field on those crime shows, it could be they're mentioning somebody because they have information and not because they've done anything. But that they have given me that. So somebody who fixed the truck probably sounds like Kurds, Wayne, something like that. And now there's giving me like Zvain, Gudzvain or something. I'll write that down. Z-W-A, Gudzvain. Sounds like. Yeah, these even could be places. You know, a place that sounds similar to that. I don't know the geography there, so I have no idea. Okay, well, I'm going to ask them one more time if there's anything else they want me to get into here. And all right, they're saying built. And press. Now, of course, I immediately think of news people, but that doesn't mean that it is news people. It could be somebody built a press or something like that. So I basically want to ditch this deck and go for another one. They're not quite letting me, though. Okay, the coffin card is upside down. Does that mean the kids are still alive? Okay, I'm getting stabbed. Like this thing. At least one kid. But then there's a question mark. And then I'm putting it, okay, so I'm going to write, or maybe not. I'm going to make a note, coffin card is upside down. That would mean they're still alive, or at least one of them is. Okay, something about the stained glass. All right, and they want me to turn this right side up so I can see something in it. All right, I'm getting that the mother's exhausted. And that an effeminate male might be involved. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting stuff that it's not very clear. I mean, and that's kind of troubling to me. I'm being told like two more things here, maybe a third. Okay, so this could mean several things. I mean, this could mean travels. And I'm getting that, yeah, that is what that is, travels. Is that can for Canada? Travels. All right, so I'm going to write down the word travels. All right, and why? And a man, M-A-N. And I'm being told to number this for some reason. Apparently this is important. Okay, travels and man. All right, a third clue maybe. Let's see, it's this rose pointing down to the thing hanging out of it. Okay, and I'm being told like wrong. What's wrong? Okay, I'm showing that this guy's pointing down to the roses like there's one wilting. Is that what it is? Okay, I'm thinking like W-O-O. Okay, W-O-O, like the word woo, and then talk. Okay, so maybe somebody convinced them to go with him, was charming and convinced the kids to come along with him or something, or maybe to go to his house. I'm not sure. Okay, so anything else? I was just showing this, but it was more like a ruler or, like a stick. And, okay, this is more like a rod here. Okay, a stick. Oh, like a knight, like one of those batons, like a police baton. And I'm putting a question mark next to that because I'm not sure I got that. And then cursed her. Okay, well, I'm not really getting what this means, but like I say, a lot of times the clues aren't for you. I'm getting that little fringe on the top of the boot. What does that mean? And they're saying straggly or straggled point. And they're saying grown. Or, oh, I'm getting that thing, and like grown, I thought like growing crops here, but now I'm getting the G-R-O-A-N. And I saw this feather up here, but at first I thought it was a bird, so. All right, first I'm getting the word frieds, but then I'm getting friends of a feather. So yeah, I am getting the word friends. Like I say, that word's kind of misleading. I've had that before where it's misled me. So what are they trying to say about friends? Okay, I don't know if I should even put this on the same line, but they're saying police. So are the people involved friends of the police? Do they have a policeman friend? I'm going to use the word Paulus, P-A-L-U-L-U-S, and then I'm going to put /police. And I'm being drawn to the knee. Okay, and that's changed into next door. Again, you can't make assumptions. It could be that the kids went next door to play with something over there, It might not even be foul play. It may have been they hurt themselves or got trapped in something. You know, like, yeah, I mean, the pipes and all that, that led me to automotive. I wonder if they got trapped in somebody's trunk or an old vehicle that was, maybe they went to hide in there or something, they couldn't get out. I mean, I'm just speculating here. That's not serious. They're telling me, no, that's not it, not what happened. And now they're saying not exactly. Not exactly. All right, I'm seeing this. They want to change the robe into magenta colored. And what they want to tell me about this, I think they're telling me that the person will be found handles like what? Handles like kids. Now, what do they mean? Do they mean handle like a name? Or I kind of got an inkling at first that the person involved is an adult that's a lot like a kid. Handles like kids. Oh, now it's being changed into something like kids. That handles isn't necessarily it. I'm kind of getting the inkling that if somebody was responsible, it's somebody who likes kids. Oh, great, now they want me to look at even more. Okay, they want me to look at the devil again, and at temperance again. And they're showing me the wavy water going into the cup. Okay, I'm not 100% clear on what's going on there, why they're bringing that to my attention. I am kind of getting, though, that somebody like a pedophile might have been involved. I don't know. No, I'm being, okay, I'm going to cross that off. I'm being told to cross that off because that's not exactly the way they want to describe it. I am getting an inkling of sexual behavior, though. And some brutality, but they don't want me to write it down, so maybe it's not true. Okay, this has already taken way too long. I mean, if it's not anything that can help them in there, I do know they wanted me to look at, for some reason they wanted me to look at the Witch's Tarot, and I'm not into that whole Wicca stuff, but I don't know much about it, honestly, and there's so much to know about everything. You know, my experience with people who follow Wicca, and I don't mean this is insulting or anything, but in my experience, it's usually teenage women or very young women, young adult women, and they kind of make it up as they go. I mean, as far as the structure, people's understanding of it isn't uniform, and so I really haven't studied it. And honestly, I mean, the little bit I have read about it varies so much. I think that people really aren't sure about what was going on, or it was very, or that's just the way it was. It was kind of, you know, whatever the individuals of that belief system thought it was. But I think there's some imagery in here they want me to capture. And that's the thing about tarot cards. You want to get the things that are going to give you the correct imagery. Okay, so this isn't what they want to show me. There's something about this guy with a thin mustache. Okay, he's holding up a star. Something about him, and it looks like he has, is that a mustache or is that a flower he has in his mouth? It's hard to tell. Something about this lady, too. And then this looks like their son, maybe. Okay, so I'm kind of being shown like this is the family, the husband, wife, the two kids. And now they're telling me you've just seen it all. So what are they saying? Those are the only people involved? All right, and this is like an upside down eye. How many? Three. Oh, okay, it's a 10. 10 of Pentacles. But what I am noticing is like a path through the hills or mountains. Those are awfully small mountains, so we'll call them hills. Okay, and they're looking for them there. Oh, is that supposed to be like a campfire? So are they saying they went camping? Okay, so now they're telling me, yeah, somebody went camping. So I'm going to say someone went camping. They're not really disclosing to me whether it was the kids by themselves or now they're saying no, that there were adults. Was it were it the parents or? And they're saying not just parents. Okay, and they're saying where they met. Okay, now when they say where they met, that could mean a couple of things. That could mean that there's a perpetrator involved, and that's where they saw the kids and first got the idea of harming them, or something to that effect. Or it could mean that if the parents ever took the kids camping around there, maybe the kids went there because it was familiar to them, and that's where searchers should look. So it could be innocent, it could be not so innocent. You can't jump to conclusions with this stuff, is what I found. Don't say anything unless you get an inkling that it's true. And this isn't a very good deck. I mean, it doesn't have like a lot of. I think they just wanted to show me the family all together. An Ace of Batons. See again, the baton, like a police baton. Are they saying a kid was hit with a stick, or a kid was hit with something? I'm not sure. And I'm just going to write down, I'm being told to write down the word stick as toy, question mark. But did the stick hurt the kids? Okay, they're saying used as weapon. But then I'm kind of being worn off of saying it that certainly and putting a question mark behind it, but not to notate that it's that I missed the mark on that one. I think they're saying that yeah, it was something sort of like that. Don't say that it's not that, because that's misleading too. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure what they're saying. Okay, now I'm getting this hand like it's the hand of discipline. I'm just getting that inkling, and then all these batons around. So I don't know, were the kids disciplined too hard? Is that the problem? No, that seems like they were awfully young. I don't know that a parent would be too brutal with kids that young, but you never know. Okay, now I am being drawn to the wings on the foot, but I'm getting the idea of like a rocky path, or kids maybe being barefoot in the outdoors. And I'm being shown. Okay, so first of all, the knife. I mean, they're showing me stabbed. All right, so I'm just going to write down the word stabbed. And I'm being told to put a question mark near it. Okay. I wonder if the question mark near stabbed is because maybe it was, stabbed by an animal's claws and not a person. I don't know. Then the foot. What's significant about the foot? All right, dirty feet. All right, that could indicate that they're wandering around outside without their shoes, I guess. All right, hard path. and dirty. Okay. That noise, of course, is the cat. Something's agitating him. All right, and then this is like the world crying. So, I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean when people find out what happens, they're going to be sad? And they're saying, cat's trying to chirp in there. Is it a sad outcome? And they're going to say sad outcome for most. Who's not going to be sad by it? Oh, the police. Okay, so police, I guess, aren't going to be sad because they cracked the case. All right, this sword kind of looks like smoke rising. And I'm kind of getting a man smoking a cigarette. So I'm going to say, oh yeah, cigarette smoker. Well, I'm just going to put cigarettes. They're not saying cigarette smoker. Cigarettes. I mean, that could refer. I mean, that could be a landmark. There could be a store that sells stuff like that. But I can't make the assumption. Okay, the devil's showing up again. Again, notice really hairy legs. What does that mean? Does that mean they were attacked by an animal? And the tail kind of looks like a snake. I mean, it could be a wild kind of. And then the tower, which is a disaster. Them being told urns. I wonder if there's a cemetery nearby. I'm still looking for landmarks. Oh, now I'm being shown graves. Is this a landmark? I'm kind of asking. Okay, they're saying cemetery close. But I'm getting the sense like that doesn't necessarily mean that the kids are close to a cemetery. They're saying that it's close, the concept is close. You know, I once had somebody refer to a graveyard, I think, judging by the man's future crime, which I think they were mixing up his past, present, and future crimes in the same reading, or a set of readings. The cemetery or the graveyard, they actually warned me off the word cemetery, but the graveyard was actually a facility that sold a lot of mulch. So I guess for trees, that was a graveyard. So when they say something like a cemetery, it could mean a lot of things. Okay, something. So is it something like, when you say close, I'm asking them, something like this. And by this, they mean nearest. Oh, and I'm also saying, getting the word alcove. Okay. Not sure what that is trying to lead us to, but right, one more thing with this card, and see, I'm seeing a bunch of rainbows coming up. Is that in the little star on the sun? Rainbows and stars? Something in the sky, maybe? Where are they trying to tell me? This could be like a name of a business for all I know. Something about, are they trying to tell me? Many rainbows there, several. Okay, now it's kind of morphing into candy, like Skittles or something. Something that's very colorful. Oh, and they're saying colorful junk. Do they really want me to say this? Because they're saying in trunk. Yeah, again, the automobile reference, but it could even be a trunk in the attic. I mean, I don't know. Colorful. I mean, have they gone around and searched all the containers on the property and neighboring property and make sure these kids didn't get trapped somewhere? All right, then, you know, rainbows keep recurring. All right, death again, the death card, hanged man, nothing you can do. Strength, yeah, they're saying to have strength. All right, so I'm just going to write down death card and hanged man. Because if there's a physical death, that they're basically saying, well, there's nothing you can do about now. I mean, yeah, obviously. Let's see, the hermit. I'm getting the hermit might have something to do with it, and the bird might be a falcon, like a falconer. So, hermit, and now I'm being told to say maybe, question mark. What about falconer? Do I keep that word? I'm being told falcons are ledge. Okay, so a ledge maybe? Not sure. Never should make assumptions. All right, and then there's something about this red ribbon hanging down. And that was supposed to be a horseshoe with red ribbon. Are you talking about a horse farm maybe? And then, like, again, the rainbows. Oh, yeah, the pipes came back to me, only this looks like pipe joints with the pipes like a smaller than the big corrugated one they showed me. So are horses near the pipes? And I'm kind of getting, like, pipes that carry water to horses, so I'm going to put down pipes. Horses, and then I'm going to say, like, I'm going to draw a little line here and say farm, irrigation, or animal care. Okay, is that right? And they want me to underline the word care. And I'm getting seeing this word not, and then I'm getting the word, like, in my head, not house. All right, so I guess that might have to do with the pipes. It's not the pipes inside a house. Is that right? And now I'm getting, like, all right, so pipes, not in house, not comma, next to barn. Are we talking the kids are trapped in there, or are they near there? And they're saying up close. Okay. I wonder if they mean gather evidence from there, or if it's where the kids or their bodies are. Anyway, I'm really tired, and I'm kind of being released from the reading. I'm kind of being told that I can stop now, and I probably should stop now. So, okay, I dropped one down here. Looking, it didn't land in the cat's water. All right. Usually when you drop it, you want to give it a second look. So what did I miss on this one? Anything? And they're saying it would make a world of difference if you just type it up and send it. Okay, well, I'm going to go through it here. And then I'll decide later whether I want to point this out to anybody. I'm also getting that they want me to go back to the Rider-Waite deck. I mean, I don't want this reading to be, this reading's already too long in my book. I mean, I really was just going for a few landmarks. And they really didn't get into the dynamics, the family dynamics, or anything like that. So they did spare me a lot of that. It seemed to be clues more that would like line up with somebody's case file. All right, and they wanted me to take these things. Okay, so, oh, these cards over here are blocking the light. Okay, so this is like a heavy burden card, and I think they're reminding me that it's a heavy burden for the family. And this is like the sort of wherever you are, trouble will find you kind of card. Page of Pentacles. That's interesting. And then this could be well, this can mean a lot of things, that like escaping poverty kind of thing. You know, kind of odd here that these two. I wonder if there's an insurance thing involved. But they wanted to show me something. Okay, so we're looking at land next to water. This is something that they actually want me to look at. Land next to water. Over a bridge. Underneath. Okay, so land next to water. Over a bridge. Under, and it's like they want me to say the word slough. Under a slough? What are they trying to sound out here? I'm kind of getting a suction area. But no, suction area, what would that be, like a vortex or a whirlpool or over bridge, under all right, I'm just going to leave the word slough there and see how that goes. Up a jack. Are they saying up a jagged? Or is that where the ledge comes in? Up a jagged. Is it a cliff? Is it place? They're just saying up a jagged place. Downstairs over a hump. They're saying down, cost or cush, possibly cushion. All right, and I'm seeing trees up here, like blue Q-tip-like trees. Well, they're telling me not to say it like that. Like these little things look like Q-tips, and then what are those? The little blue things there. They're saying like shrubs. Like flowers and shrubs. Plants. Amazing. Okay, flowers and shrubs. What should I say? Amazing plants. Mother's place. Mother's house. But I'm being warned off not to say this. You know, I wonder if that's like a grandmother's house or something. Or a friend's mother's house or something. But, you know, amazing plants, that kind of tells you, I mean, who has amazing plants that they know, that somebody's mother? I mean, it's possible that they went to hide in one of those bushes or something and got lost trying to find their way out or something. I don't know. Have to be a pretty big property for that. Okay, so they are giving me the star and the moon, and maybe even the sun, but more likely the emperor. Oh, okay, now that, it's not exactly a judgment card, but it could mean, yeah, like the laws involved. The star would be the wish come true, the moon would be deception, the sun would be, like happiness. I'm just giving you very loose interpretations, because the psychic ones you kind of have to go with the visual and the intuition. You can't go by what the standard meaning is. All right, so I'm being shown the section, the feet. A lot about feet in this. So I'm just going to write the word feet, and then the note appeared a lot. And then this little thing kind of at first looked like a campfire with maybe a fish on it. Again, the camping issue. Okay, so, and then a path going a long way, and then over a mountain. And then this, they're kind of using the word jackal, but I get the idea that, maybe the wild animals went after them or something. The star, that's like a wish come true. And she's pouring something into the water. And this water is like a tributary with all the plants around it. Now I'm getting more like the garden vibe than the actual forest. And this is like a bird or something sitting on top of a tree. And they're telling me now I'm getting it. Okay, so I guess we're talking about a well-landscaped place or house. And they're showing me this and saying like garden gates or gates, big gates. Well, maybe not big gates, but definitely gates. And more flowers here. The ear of the horse pointing backwards, like somebody hears something. They're saying garden's house. And now they're changing it to possibly grandma's house. I'll put a question mark behind both of those. And now they're saying she knows. So the grandmother knows or somebody's grandmother knows something. Yeah, they took me to the horse's nose, and then I got the inkling she knows. All right, now they're letting me know that that's it, that they're releasing me from this reading. It's actually been a long one for me, and that's enough for one night. I didn't mean this one reading to take up as long as it did. This happens a lot to me, especially like missing persons, because it's a goal. It's not a timed reading where, you give people what you see about their romance and, how things are going in their life. Are they going to get a better job? Just all kinds of easy stuff like that. And when I say easy, it's like, you do your best to be accurate, but you don't have to be 100% accurate. When it comes to missing people, you better come up with something that's specific enough to make a difference. And, in my mind, I don't know that I really have made a difference ever, but I think that as I learned what to do with a reading like this, that maybe, police could be helped or law enforcement could be helped if they know how to use it. In other words, it's what it means to the police. It's not what it means to me. So they might have something in their file, and it's like, well, we have a bunch of guys here, our main suspect is a guy with an H name, and this list of names all kind of sound like that's not exactly his, but that's the thing too. The spirit guides will hide things from you too. They don't want you going out to a house and looking for somebody. It's for the police, and it has to match their case file, or it doesn't have to match, but it has to give them enough of an idea to be useful. So, it's really for the police, and it's what the police thinks it means. A police person working on the case, if they see a word and it reminds them of something that they suspected or something that's in their file, maybe they should pay more attention to that, kind of like the follow the vultures thing. Maybe they should go to the tips on vultures. So that's it for tonight. I'll try to put the pieces of this together without pausing much when I paused. Pausing when you're trying to figure things out in the reading is natural. And I have edited a lot of the longer ones out of other readings. I won't do that so much with this reading. I did want to show a little bit about my techniques, and I think that writing things down is key, and also not jumping to assumptions, and then also giving the police a disclaimer like, this is meant for you, not me. I don't understand what a lot of this means. I tried not to jump to assumptions, or, but, if something reminds you of something in your case file, maybe I'll look at it a little more closely, things like that. So, you might get a name, but it might not be the name of anybody who's guilty. It might be the name of somebody who knows something. And the other thing is usually at the outset of a meeting, they'll have a few facts from the case that come up. And I think that's just to let you know that they get what you're asking, that they're on the same page as you. And I think that's important. I don't turn my nose up at that. When they tell me stuff I already know, it's like, oh, good, they know what I'm asking then. All right, so that's it for tonight. I'll try to do another reading soon, possibly on the political landscape. And thanks for watching.